Hi everyone, this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me. Today is going to be an unboxing of a new manual hand grinder, right? Again from the company MHW 3Bomber, right? It is something new, which is something that I have not used before, but I have purchased one set just to give you a try. It is called the Volyager manual hand grinder, right? And it's from the company 3Bomber. And so let's find out about this grinder. Today I'll just be doing a quick unboxing and maybe how it feels like, how the quality is, and how does it grind, how do I do the adjustment on the grind size, and this will be the thing I'll be doing today. And maybe in the next video I'll be showing you how this grinder can be used to grind coffee for filter coffee. So let's do the unboxing, right? Alright, let's open up this grinder and see how the packaging is and how the grinder feels like. The box is quite well finished, right? Smooth matte black color. Right, so let's open this. Oh, the box is very tight fitting. So inside the box there's a foam padding. It comes with a coffee grinder manual, right? Professional barista. In Chinese it's called the 航海家手摇磨使用指南. Okay, this is like a user guide. Right, so let's see what it comes with. Right, this is the main body of the grinder. Take it out. Finishing is really quite well finished. Oh, very big coffee ground catcher. Right, that's the inside. Right, the finishing is really very nice. This is the dual shaft bearing type. Oh, the burr is very nice inside. Let me see whether I can get it so that you can see better. Okay, not too sure whether you can see the inside because it's not bright enough. I'm trying to get the light so that you can see better. Can you see the burrs inside? Yeah, so this is really quite well finished. Adjustment, I believe, is made by this turning. So this is where your zero is, and I believe by adjusting, let me see. Okay, this is quite interesting. So from 0. Oh, okay. So the top has adjustment. The adjustment has got 1 to 8, but I'm not too sure what is this marking here for. Okay, let me read the instruction manual. Anyway, let's take out the handle. This is the handle. Right, it comes with a totally closed lid, I believe. Right, the handle is a straight one, right, and the gripping is quite nice. Right, it's pretty smooth. Right, the bearing is pretty good. There's no warping, it's really straight. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. And other than the grinder itself, right, of course it comes with a brush, right, a brush, and something like another cleaning kit for you to clean the grinder, right. Maybe let me read the instruction to see how to actually use this grinder, right. So let's just put this aside and then see how this grinder can be used, right. Okay, so I've just read the manual, right. The design here, the grading here is simply by it's just a design, has nothing to do with the grind setting, right. The grind setting is actually by looking at this this cross mark here, right, and the number on top. So it has got grinding range from 1, right, all the way to let me tighten this, all the way to I think slightly past 8. And according to the instructions for espresso, right, the range is between 1 to 3, right. The espresso range is from 1 to 3. So it's I'm not too sure how fine or how much I can adjust within this adjustment, and it's a step grinder, so I can have only about 10 setting for espresso. I do not know how well this can grind. And for filter coffee, I have from the range of 3 to 6. It does give me a slightly wider filter range, and then from 6 to 8 is actually French press, right. So let's see how fine it can go, and maybe we just put some coffee inside and grind and see how effective it can grind. How does it grind? How does it feel like when grinding? And then as comparing this to my other manual hand grinder, this definitely have a slightly smaller range for grinding coffee, right. But let's give it a test, right. Okay, let's measure about maybe 15 grams. Okay, let's do 20 grams. Okay, exactly 20 grams here. And I'm going to try to grind in between the espresso range, maybe between 1 to I'll grind it at 2, which is between 1 to 3 of espresso range. Okay, so to load the beans, you can see that there's no way that the beans will get stuck in any of the hole. So let's try to, and it has a funnel shape design. Okay, the beans actually fall in pretty easily, right. So it is pretty nice, and you can see that this part is narrow, so it is quite easy to grip. You don't have to hold on to the catcher. So let's grind the coffee and see how easily it can be grinded. I'm surprised by the big cap, right. So I'm going to start grinding. Oh, the grinding is actually very easy. It's almost it doesn't require much effort. So this is about 20 grams of coffee. Oh, okay, it's actually pretty easy to grind, and the grip feels pretty okay. There's no slipping or anything, even though this is just bare metal. Remember, we are grinding for espresso. Takes pretty long. And by the way, this burr size is only I believe the burr size is 38 mm, right? Stainless steel inner and outer burr. Let me see. Oh, almost done. Okay, so for 20 grams, it takes about almost, I believe it's about 2 minutes. Right, so let's check out the grind consistency. Oh, okay. Let me get a plate. There's a lot more coffee inside. Wow, this is very fine. Wow, okay, almost like powdery. So at a grind setting of 2, right, it feels like flour. So I'm quite surprised that it can grind so fine. Right, so let me pour everything out and see. And of course, when I grind too fine, it tends to oh yeah, it's really very fine. So it is definitely capable of grinding something that's really fine. And I can see that the grind is pretty consistent, right, even with naked eye. Definitely capable of espresso. And remember, this is 20 grams of coffee, so it's actually quite a lot of coffee for espresso, and it takes about 2 minutes. Let's check the bottom. Right, you can see the bottom here. There is a little bit of coffee ground, and I guess it's not as bad as my Espresso. My Espresso tends to have a lot of static here, so this one is considerably less. And let's just use a brush to brush it out. Right, and you can see once you have brushed it, of course, it becomes really clean. And at a grind setting of 2, right, this thing can grind really fine. I believe if I pull a shot using this grind setting, it will probably choke the espresso machine. So let's try again to grind. Maybe this time I'll grind about 18 grams. Right, say I grind at, let's say, slightly closer to 3 and see what's the grind setting like, because this is really too fine for espresso, right? Right, so I've just measured out about 18 grams of coffee, and then this time I'm gonna grind. Just now was grinding at 2, right? So you can see it is at 2. So now I'll try to grind maybe at 3 and see what's the grind size like and how long it takes to grind about 18 grams of coffee. Right, so now I'll do the adjustment. The adjustment is really nice, easy to adjust. Just have to turn, the top. Right, but when you turn the top, the bottom catcher tend to rotate together. So I believe you have to hold at the middle ring when you do the adjustment, right? So you can turn the top and hold on to the bottom. So with that, it will be easier to turn without actually accidentally turn the bottom catcher. So let's put 18 grams of coffee inside. So the funnel is really convenient because your coffee will never jump out. So this time I will start the timer and see how long it takes for me to grind 18 grams of coffee at a grind setting of 3 on the Volyager, right? The grind is really easy. I don't have to grind very hard. I don't even have to use strength. Remember, we are grinding an espresso. The burr size is only 30 mm. It's not a very big one. And now I'm not grinding a particular fast speed. I'm just grinding normal, as per normal. I'm not grinding really fast. Oh, 45 seconds. So at a grind setting of 3, it takes about 45 seconds to finish about 18 grams of coffee. So let's check out the grind size. Oh, this is I think this is 2 course for espresso. So at the setting of 2 is too fine. At the setting of 3 is 2 coarse. So I guess the adjustment for the espresso is not very big. So this could be a problem when you try to dial in probably the light roaster bean. I'm not too sure. I have to give you a try. But this is definitely 2 coarse for espresso. And if I pull short with this kind of grind setting, I'm quite sure my espresso will be pulling very fast. But if you only take about 45 seconds to grind at a setting of 3, which means to say if I use this for filter coffee, it will be grinding, right? So this is at a grind setting of 2.5, right? There's only 4 settings between 2 to 3. So I'm actually grinding at 2.5. So let's put in the 18 grams. Right, so the bean really goes in quite well because of the funnel design. Again, we're going to time it to see how long it takes for me to grind 18 grams of coffee at espresso setting at a setting of 2.5. It's really quite easy to grind. No effort needed actually. And because of the small diameter here, it is quite easy to grab. Okay, around 1 minute, slightly below 1 minute for me to grind 18 grams of coffee. Alright, so let's check out the grind size. Oh, this is actually pretty much espresso setting. And of course, you can see, right, this is the amount of static that is I would say the static is there, but it doesn't have a very thick layer of static as compared to my Espresso. So I'm not too sure whether it's because of the material or something. It does have some static retention, but I think it is not a very thick one. So let me try to measure another. This time I'll do a 20 gram because normally for filter coffee I'll do 20 grams of coffee. So according to recommendation, filter coffee is actually between 3 to 6. I'll probably grind between 4.5, right at the middle between the filter range, and see how fast it takes to grind about 20 grams of coffee, right? Right. So let's adjust the grinder to 4.5. So to adjust, just hold on to the bottom and you turn the top. 4.5, right? So this is 4.5. So the adjustment is really quite easy because it's on the outside. So this is something that's really convenient, right? Instead of adjusting inside, you can just adjust outside without any locking of the top. What do you call this? This is the. So again, you can see it is really easy to go in. Right, so right now remember this is at a grind setting of 4.5, right, and this is about 20 grams of coffee, and let's see how long it takes for me to grind 20 grams of coffee. below 35 seconds. So this is really quite fast, right? So let's check out the grind. Wow, the bean smells great, even though I've roasted these quite some time ago. Oh, I'm quite impressed with the grind quality. Right, the grind is pretty consistent. And I would say, let me see, there's definitely fines. So I guess in the next video I'll be using the sieve to check out how many percent of the fine am I getting from this. But it is a fast grinder as compared to the other grinder that I've used so far. Right, it only takes about 35 seconds, slightly below 35 seconds to grind 20 grams of coffee. And usually for V60 I'm grinding slightly coarser than this. So I guess this grinder is really capable of grinding espresso and also capable of grinding filtered, just that I think it is more dedicated towards the filtered range, because it has actually a more grinding range for filtered coffee as compared to espresso. So I'll definitely explore more about this. So for today, this will just be a quick unboxing video plus a general feel and how I feel about this grinder, the build quality, and how easy for you to grind. And so far it has been quite okay, but everything comes when we make coffee, right? So we really have to taste the coffee to see whether this is good enough. And I'm going to benchmark this with another grinder which I have in the next video. So in the next video I'll be trying to make coffee with this grinder, manual hand grinder, and see how it goes, right? So this is CY once again. Thank you for joining me. And if you have not subscribed to my video or subscribe to my channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button and like my video. And then if you want to stay updated with all our videos content, and do remember to hit the bell so that you can be reminded whenever we launch a new video. And of course, I have been saying this many times, we do have our YouTube membership, right? Do consider joining our members, and we will try to give out some perks to our members to sort of give you something back in return for supporting us. So thank you for joining me today. This is CY, and stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.